Hey guys, it's Kyle with Vanover Customs. Today I'm going to be showing you a quick tip on how to shorten some screws on the lathe. These screws are very small, too small to hold in a typical collet. They're 256. I have a friend of mine, Noah, who makes tactical knives, and he's trying to attach these scales to the knife with some very small Torx head screws, and he needed them cut down about 40 or 50 thousandths. Let me bring you in close to the lathe and show you the technique I'm using to cut these screws down. Alright guys, as you can see, these screws we're working with are very, very tiny. Here's a Sharpie marker just in comparison, so you can see how small these guys are. The technique here that I'm using is I created this mandrel-like device. It's basically a solid rod here that has a whole counterboard in here. Let me see if we can get a good shot of that. And then I went ahead and threaded the hole with a 256 tap. The way we're going to do this here is we're going to screw the screw in. That way we can hold it in the lathe. Let's go ahead and get this screwed in here. You can kind of see here how the screw sticks out past the round bar. This will allow us to hold it on the lathe while we cut it. Let's go ahead and get this installed in the collet here. This is a Jacobs rubber flex collet, and get our collet tightened down. All right, collet's tight. With the screw in the collet, we can now begin to face off the end. I'm going to touch off. Once I've found a zero mark, I can come off about 20 thousandths and then slowly make the cut. Just easing into it lightly. There we go, we're almost all the way through. And then faced off the end. You can kind of get an idea of what this looks like once we pull it out of the lathe. I'll go ahead and back the screw out. And as we back it out, any burrs will be cleaned up. There you go, you can see the screw has been shortened successfully. This is just a close-up of the two screws which have been shortened. You can see the old one which is longer and the new one that I shortened.